Hey, welcome back. I've been intending for ages to do a cottagecore build because this has been inspired by my daughter Millie, who would like nothing more than to hang out in a cottage garden with a couple of goats and a long white flowy dress. Now, just as an aside, have you seen the price of Lego goats? Because they only came in like one set in 2011. Look at these prices on Bricklink. Holy cow. So, or holy goat. How many? Wow. All right. So obviously I can't afford any goats for any cottagecore style build that I might do. So this is dreams versus reality. Oh, and speaking of dreams versus reality, with real estate being the price that it is, I don't think my daughter's ever going to be able to afford a house and move out. So we're going to concentrate on a room. Going to dedicate one room to Millie. This is my version of Millie as a mini doll. And we're going to fill it full of plants because her actual room is filled with plants. And of course, our cat, Willow, who views Millie as her absolute best human, so just to spite the rest of us. So, plants. And this was also inspired by the fact that I'm still wanting to do a too much plant build where I basically just build with plant pieces, but this is going to be a more ordered build because it's inspired once again by her room, but it's not exactly like her room. So going to put together some plants first, then we'll think about the room, shall we? So this one can be like little cuttings on the window because she's got plenty of them where she's busy propagating cuttings and leaves that fall off her current plants. She's very industrious. So, let's just make a couple. Oh, actually, no. You know what we do need? We need a mushroom, or rather this very romantical, stylized version of a mushroom, which is actually toxically toadstooly, but works really well with the cottagecore aesthetic. And some more plants just before we get started on the build. So, if we use this skirt piece, so this is a minifigure skirt piece. Actually, Andrea's room used this for Andrea's room. Andrea's house used this as a little planter pot too on the coffee table. So if we get these couple of plant pieces here, we can stick them in there and put some flowers on the top, which is not really indoor planty. They don't tend to have colourful flowers like that, but I need some sort of colour to break up all of the green because there's going to be a lot of green in here. So we've got some token plants. Let's start on her bed. So I'm using these leftover nail wraps that I have, which are basically just stickers, as really, really nice botanical style bedspread. Some more just stickers to basically Millie's bed is covered with textures and colors and stuffed toys and pillows and all of the things. There's not even room for her. It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to try and emulate that as much as I can here with this bed for this build. So I have to think about how I can put as many pillows at the top as I possibly can. So her bed has got a bed head. Yep, bed head, which you can put books behind, but I'm not going to put books behind this one because it would kind of just make it jut out too much. But we also need the top of it to put plants on as well. So this is kind of the idea of what her bed looks like. Underneath there's a trundle and it's got drawers built into it. So to actually try and build that, I'm not going to build a trundle itself because I'm just not. But I'm going to try and make the drawers so that it just adds some nice texture to the bottom part of the bed. So if I do that, no, I think I want them to be kind of tucked under, but they don't have to be too far tucked under. I don't like the double studs on the front, so I'm going to build it out even further like that. And then if they go like that, that'll look really good, I think. So to put that on, I'm going to need some of these studs with the forward-facing bricks. Gosh, bricks with the forward-facing studs on them. Pop them maybe at this. That would work, I think. Maybe if I want to tuck them back a little. No, I can't. All right, so I'm just going to put them here. And that's basically what we need. And on the end, it's just got a little white baseboard. So if we use this, then I can just use some of those bricks once again with the outward facing studs and attach this to that. And there we go. It's not quite as symmetrical as I'd like it to look. No, you know what? I'm not looking too far. I'm not looking too hard and fast at this. Just going to concentrate on looking pretty close to what it looks like. So that's cool. Got a nice teenager style bed now. On the back here, I just need to cover it in pillows, but they need to be basically secured there because it's Lego. So just some sort of kawaii style squishies. This is probably a squishmallow, one of the many, many squishmallows. So this can be here Yep, I don't know which one it is, but it's there. And you can decide. It's a pink one with speckles. And this one, this roundy pillow has got a very nice Monstera print on it. So I can put it here, and if I use the angled piece, like the floating minifigure angle piece, I can then kind of put it in the corner and then turn it, but I need a stud with a hole in it. So many thought processes go through here. Thanks for joining me for all these thought processes. Hopefully it's not too boring. So I'll put an angle piece under here, and then, look at that, there we go. That kind of looks like it's just built up with lots of pillows, and there's room behind for me to make like a stash of more pillows on this plate with the studs on it. So if I put this here, I can put a little rounded over pinky thing here, and then this, which I've put some stickers on to tie in with the other arrows that we have on her main pillow. And that, I should be able to tuck this behind here. There should be enough room, I think. Should be enough room to just be able to slot this in behind. There we go. So now it's like just pillows for days. That's pretty much, I mean, if I could fit more pillows on here in Lego style, I would, but this will do for now. And on the bed head, there are plants, of course. That's the whole point. And once again, I'm adding some color to them, flowers, but no. You know what I can't really do in Lego is have the variegated style leaves, you know, like the leaves that have two colors in them, because, like within the same leaf, because I'm working at such a small scale here, like at minifigure scale, that I just kind of have to stick with the leaves, the leaf colors as they are. I'll just mix it up with different shades. So got a nice tall plant growing up here, and my intention for that plant is actually for it to grow up and vine over the wall. I just love, I want a cat. I think Lego Next should make a cat that curls up on the bed, like a little curled up version of a cat. Right, so let's get this bed on here, window behind it. Now I have to be a bit creative. I mean, all of this is creative. So I'm gonna have grey masonry brickwork wall, but I want the window to actually be nice and big to let lots of light in for the plants, filtered light. And I just really like the old-fashioned kind of style of having it a crisscrossed window. So it's got the pane across the middle, but I want it actually recessed back. So if I put these out here like this, we're now hanging off the back of this base plate. So if I put these in front as a frame, then I can put the window bits on the back here that we're not going to be seeing, because this is the outside of the build, and then put the windows on it, and the mint pieces on the front act as a recessed frame kind of look. I really like that. So I've got a stud sitting on the windowsill there to put our cuttings on in a moment. So let's just see if I can get the top to look the way I want it to be. I don't have a long enough mint brick piece, so we're just going to have to kind of make them dangle there in the air until we attach them together with some tiles on the top. I mean, that's now secure. And I need a little stud over here, and I'll show you why in a minute. So that looks not quite balanced from the bottom to the top, but I don't care, I like it. So put the bed in front of it, that's very cute. Put her cuttings on the windows. That. All right, so this plant that's going up needs to go up and over the top of the window frame like a climber. So going to use these green coral pieces that came in the House at Pooh Corner set. And yeah, if I attach them, you can actually stick two of these together. So if I grab another one, I can slot them into each other, and that should make, I mean, it should be convincing enough. If we had enough extra leafy foliage on the top, it won't just look like, it just kind of looks like a nice substantial branchy structure. And if I put some more little greeny bits on here, it's probably overkill, but I don't care. Look, it's really, 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 really foliagey. That's what you want. Lots and lots of leaves. Leaves. Okay, and this will just be the curly end of the vine for now. Okay, so I need, oh, hold on. I wanted that to, I think I need to move not the bed back. I need to move the window one stud in the other direction. So let's pull all this off, move it over one more. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. So there we go. That way these will connect up. So let's get some more wall in here. Some of the masonry brick pieces, which are really nice, but I've never used them before because it's not really an aesthetic that I like. But Millie really likes this. So and I think it will make it look really quite homey and nice. Okay, now I want to keep just making this green go up a bit, so that it's now going to go up the wall, and that kind of looks as though it now ties into the vine that's going along the top of the window. There's a spot here where we can put a light, a plant light, and this blue will also match in nicely with that blue pillow on her bed. I mean, we're going to end up with quite a bit of colour in here simply because her bed's covered in colour. We can match these up with little feature pieces around the room as well. So it's not just going to be a surfeit of green. Okay, more brickwork over here, but I want to put a mirror on it. And I've seen these like really cottagecore mirrors with the with like autumnal kind of foliage going around them. So I can't really do the viney kind of look. I tried, but this was the best I could do. So I'm going to use blue and purple, like flowers and leaves, just to mix it up a little bit, just to break up all that green. So to get this on the wall, we're going to use one of these pieces with the 2x2 forward-facing studs, and if I put this on, I can attach both. Look at that. So now I just have to get it the right height so it's going to fit in next to the bed. Probably gonna be too tall for a mini doll to look into, but I'm just gonna ignore that. It's here for the aesthetic alone. It's my word of the day, aesthetic. And let's put a hinge here for future purposes, because we are going to expand upon this. So let's get this at the right height. So let's put in, we'll mix up our masonry bricks with some nice smooth ones. If I was planning this out better, I'd have these walls all interconnected so that they're not just straight up columns of 2x1 bricks, but we'll secure it at the top. So let's see, I think I need to move these up. Yeah, okay, so I need to attach the wreath on the bottom bits of the studs and the mirror on the top bit. That way now we're at a very nice height. Okay, so like I said, let's secure these, just this bit of wall now, with a nice smooth grey tile, and this is basically going to be our wall height, but the window height's going to be bigger. It's just a diorama facade kind of thing. So another plant, let's put a silver base on it, and I'm just trying to mix up all the different kind of pots and textures that we can have. This one's tucked in right next to her bed. Just want a curled up kitty to put on that bed so much, especially as Willow spends a lot of time curled up. All right, over here, a desk and more plants. What else? Is there any room for a bookcase in here? I don't know. Now, Millie has a feature wall of dusky rose, like the colour on it is dusky rose, and we've got no colour like that in Lego at all. So we go on with a nice hot magenta pink as her feature wall behind her desk, which I think goes really nicely. It's not quite as subtle and subdued as her actual wall though. So desk time. Definitely important to have a desk for study purposes and for crafting and building Lego, because that's also important. So nice tan desk, got some studs on the side to attach some stuff. 4 legs. Well, for the actual 4 legs, we're going to use holy studs, so studs with holes in them, and just stick some sticks in them. Goodness me, all these words that mean the same thing, though different things, and they're spelt the same way. So this is her desk, and then, I mean, at the moment that's not going to attach to the floor, but I'll worry about that in a moment. There's a nice easy fix for that. So putting some more plants yet again on her desktop, but she still needs to have room for a laptop, so that she can do some actual schoolwork. That would be handy, instead of just fussing with all these plants. And there's bookcases and shelves above the desk, so we'll build them into the wall. So let's get this into the corner just by popping in just another one of those holy studs there on the ground. We only need one. I mean, you could, for symmetry, you could put one under each leg, but you don't need to. I just like how they sit on top of the studs like this now, with just one holding it in place. Now, I would just want the shelving to be maybe just 1 plate higher. Yeah, and of course the shelves have to be wide enough to hold more plants. So we're just gonna make sure we have enough shelving here. I like this triangle-y piece to go on the top shelf, because that just makes it look a little bit less bulky. I keep knocking off my vine. All right, more plants. Let's do this. So up here, I'll need to pull that out a bit, otherwise that won't go on the stud. Going to put this nice sandy green plant and a stack of books. We're going to have to just put books everywhere, I think, because I don't know whether I'm going to have room for a dedicated bookcase. So putting this plant over here and this stack of books here. Just angling them so they look really cute from the front angle. And then on the next shelf up, more plants. by putting them up this high, you run the risk of forgetting about them or not watering them as often. So maybe this is a good place for mushrooms to grow. And for a neglected plant that's now just poor sticks. It's just sticks. But we do also have a nice lush plant still prospering beautifully up here. Obviously, this is the perfect light for whatever this plant is. Let's make it a bit unique by making a star up on here so we can actually hold one of the flower pieces that have a pin on the bottom. And this white flower piece only came in 2 sets, like with Moana, because it was the flower that she puts in her hair. So that's really nice. Okay, this space behind the desk, I have a plan for it. Let's backfill it with some wool, but I am going to need some inward-facing studs. In this instance, they're inward-facing. They're going to be facing into the room. So now we've got some wool, and on that, let's do a wall-mounted tree fern, though I don't know that this is going to be like any tree fern that actually exists in nature. I mean, this part would be okay, but now I want to add some of these green grape pieces just as a different texture, because we just got so samey with all the leaf textures. And if you actually poke the grapes, hold on, I have to do this in separate. If you poke them gently in between the 2 grape bits, they hold ish. Like, it's not a proper connection, but they will hold enough that if you don't bump it too hard, they make a really cool effect. So look at that. I mean, they're holding enough for now until I bump them. Speaking of bumping them, let's make a really precarious desk chair as well, because the reason, well, you'll find out why this is precarious. So I want to make this as minimalist as possible, but so that it still looks like a turny desk chair. What do you call those things? I don't know. A desk chair. It's a desk chair. But the bit that makes it precarious is the fact that I need to figure out where I need to put this for the back. I just keep knocking it off. It's not the most substantial of builds. And I want to angle that back like it's tipped back, the backrest bit. So it's kind of only holding on half with the claw piece. But it looks so good like that. It doesn't have to be like properly connected. It's just kind of ish connected. That's cool. I'm cool with ish connections. So now we've got our desk chair, got a very, very precariously balanced plan on the wall. Let's head over to this space here, because we must leave no space unturned. And here's a good spot for a little bookcase. I mean, Millie has got a floor-to-ceiling bookcase, but for the purposes of this build, I think that might be too bulky. So we're going to have a little floor bookcase, and we're going to make some books that are just going to kind of slot into it. So if we put them on this, I don't know what the blue piece is called, with part tile and part studs on them, but if we put all of these attached onto that, then we can fit them into... No, that worked before when I tried it before. It's because I've got it around the wrong way. So they have to attach down where the studs are. Now that'll fit nicely. And that's really actually very snug. And it's not going to fall out. Look at that. It's not going to fall out unless you jiggle that quite a lot. All right. On the desktop there, or sorry, on the bookcase top, Millie's favourite Lego set of all time, Pride of Place, is the Everyone is Awesome set. So this is my teeny tiny microform version of the Everyone is Awesome set. Look, those rainbows are so perfect. Good. All right, we're going to be able to fit that with a wall on the back, aren't we? I think so. Okay, speaking of wall, let's build it up. And we need to think about putting more plants now on this wall. How are we going to do that? So maybe another viney kind of one. I don't know where it's actually going to be coming from, like where the pot for my vine plant here is. It's just a bit of suspended vine plant. So green ice cream cone, upside down with a bit of tendril coming out of the bottom, and then we can put an upside down leaf bit on the top, and then we need a motivational poster, which is 100% true. Good things really do take time. So there's a perfect spot here for a poster on the wall. And another bit of green on the wall top. And I reckon, and I don't think I can fit anything else in this part of the build. We do have 2 hinge pieces though, to be able to expand on this and to be able to, well, we'll find out. They have 4 walls, so we're going to give this 3 walls. And if we were to do that without the hinges and just build it in, it'd be really, really hard to get into it. So with the hinges, it means we can just swing it open, and then we've got, yeah, well, yeah, it'll work. It'll totally work. Right, but anyway, so let's start on this side. And cupboards. So, I mean, bedrooms have cupboards, and the cupboard for Millie's room, she's actually got sliding door cupboard, but that doesn't really kind of work with a cottagecore aesthetic at all. So I'm going to use this cupboard design, which is from well, actually this door's not from the Arundel Castle, but it's the same design. So I've just got the pieces to make this up, and I put a star on the front, which is just a sticker. I just thought it just kind of made it less white. So on the top, I mean, the top of the cupboard's for stashing stuff, right? So we're going to put more plants up there, but we're also going to have a box with Millie's stuff, the nostalgia stuff, memorabilia stuff from her childhood, which was not that long ago, thanks very much, but you know, shoved up on top of the cupboard. Can't bear to get rid of it. I'm gonna put a book up here. It's like a book of spells. Okay, so Millie's hiding her Wiccan tendencies up on the top of the cupboard, which she's not. But you know, this was the first book that I pulled out of my book storage, well, my Lego book storage. And to hold it in place up here, we're going to put another plant, because that's the whole point of this room. So I love this plant design in a little brown pot with a couple of sticky outy bits and a tenderly bit on the top. It looks so cool. That was supposed to hold the book in place, but not yet. There we go. That's pretty snug. I mean, if you bump it, it's going to fall off, but it's pretty snug otherwise. And on the other side, there's room for yet another plant, and I'm just trying to mix up the colours and textures of the different plants. I have no idea if they resemble real plants. Not very much. All right, in this corner next to the wardrobe, we're going to have a spiky one, nice big stalk one, like a blade plant. Gosh. And on a pillar on the side, yet another one. There we go. That's good. That's filled that side with plants up. Now, I just don't... Oh, hold on. I should probably put it on this side. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put it on this side because I want to have it next to the mirror. That fits in so nicely. Oh, and there's room for more plants. Surprise! Because that's what the spell's all about. So we're going to use this piece as the vase, which is from one of the Chinese New Year sets, and putting our stalks on a stick so that they're a bit more substantial. And if I can't fit that there. So if I put this there, that's still not going to fit. So here's where we're going to be a bit clever with the hingy bits. If I put that there, if I put that there, that means when we close it, it slides into that available spot. So just put that smooth bit there. Look at that. Okay, there's still room for another plant there. We're going to put a terrarium in because I just love terrariums. So we've got the glass dome, and we just need to put a bit of brown and green inside, and voila, it's a terrarium, and we can put it in front of the cupboard. Can we open that door? I find these doors really hard to open. I can open the door mostly, so I'm going to call that a win. That's, the plants are king here. Nobody cares if you can get into the cupboard to get your clothes out. So backfilling the wall behind the wardrobe, getting it up to the same height as the other side. I really should put another hinge up the top, but I'm not gonna because I'm too lazy. I mean, it's substantial enough, right? Okay, we got our cupboard side done. On the other side, I want a nice big window seat with more plants for like lots and lots of light. So if we use the same window idea as behind the bed, but put more room for shelving, well, for a shelf in front of the window. Does that make any sense? Let's keep filling this out, and hopefully it become clear as I kind of put this all together. I need to fill that out, so I've got a bit more room there. Will that fit there? I think that will. And I need to leave room for the hinge to be able to open. Let's move those over one side. There we go. Now we've got a nice little seaty kind of area, but it's not. It's going to be a shelf. And we'll line it, once again, or frame it with aquary mint colour. And I've got room at the back for the hinge to open, which is good, but we'll backfill that in a moment. Let's get all of this in first. So this is where we're going to put all those plants that really, really need a lot more light. And I think we could even make like a little reading nook in this section too. Let's do that. But let's get this window done first. So that looks good. And I extended this out by one stud for one reason only. So I could just have that one little stud there on the front to put a plant on, which means I need to fill the rest with wool. And we'll backfill this bit back here. Nice. All right. Nobody's looking at the back anyway, but we put these together, and that way that will hold all that in one place. Nice. All right. Now, this spot here, I want a nice big climbing kind of vine thing with this piece. So I need I want to just sit it just underneath the window frame. So let's get, I wonder if I can plug that into the top with that. I cannot. So that's just going to be adding extra foliage, nice bit of green at the bottom, and it's in a teeny tiny little black pot. And if I put it at the right height, gosh, it's wobbly, then it can sit just underneath. Kind of just looks like it's climbing there, kind of. I love it though. I really, really like it. It's not really substantial, but it'll do. Now, watering can as a pot, which I just love. I love the advent of this new watering can piece. So cool. Gonna stick some stalks in here. There's lots of S's, and if I stuff them all in nice and tightly, it just looks like a new plant. It's a planty kind of thing. It's not carrot stalks all bundled together at all. Shush. It definitely just looks like some sort of plant. And I'm gonna just try and clutter this shelf as much as I can. So a red planter, and I need to pull that up a bit if that's going to sit on the stud. I reckon I can put this in here and then push it back a bit. That's going to work. And this, I just love this pot design. I think it was in one of the Ninjago builds, either the city or the ship, to have this planter box design, and I just love it so much. We're going to make this one a fancy plant with a big sword leaf in it. And if I turn that around, I can snug that in there. Look at those. They're so snugly on the shelf. Okay. So, reading nook. Should we do a reading nook? Yes. I mean, there's no way you're going to tell me no, because that would be insane. So, using these sticker pieces from the original glamping set, I think, but I've put them on a different color tile with green. Love it. And tucking a book under the shelf. And now we can put in some of the plants we made right back at the beginning of the first video. This one's a big baby. So when we close that, it's going to, I'm just going to have to turn the fronds around a bit so that it doesn't bump too much into the bookcase, I think. There, look at that. And on this side, the other one that we made in the little skirt, the minifigure skirt pot, and I left a stud on the windowsill to just put another kind of climbing beady plant. So if we use this gold piece as the pot, then we can have this as kind of a succulent-y kind of thing with the little green grapes. Like that. And there is still room just behind that seat for one more plant. So going to make a cute new styly pot thing, which I don't think we've used in this build yet. And that's nice. And the yellow, oh gosh. And yes, and a purple flower, because I just love that. Because we're putting lots of colour in here where we can. Turn the fronds for that around there so we can fit it in. And look, now we've got a beautiful little reading nook in amongst all of the plants. Isn't that just cozy and romantical and just amazing? So when we close this down like this, you got a whole room, apart from the front with the door. We're not going to bother with that. That's just too hard. It will close it in too much. And we've got really, really nice full sides when we open up the other side, if you know what I mean. But in the middle, there's room for a rug. So let's build a rug. I'm excited. It's going to be like a patchworky kind of rug, tying in all the colours from this room, apart from the green, because there's enough green. So all of those other little colours with the blue and the pink, maybe some purple, maybe a bit of teal, because there's a bit of teal on the cushions for the reading nook. So if I put aqua and teal here, and then maybe some aqua and blue and some more teal, those colours aren't too much. So let's do a similar kind of thing on the other side, but we don't want the colours to line up because it's just supposed to look patchworky. So let's have a look and see. Now we have got a complete rug when we close it together, except these squares are not lining up. I'm trying my hardest to get them to be straight. Oh, that blue one. This blue one's misbehaving. Okay, I have squished that as... all right, give me a second. Hold on. So I poked at it and squished at it off camera, and I shouted at it and didn't really make it terribly much better, but it was a little bit better. So we put Willow in the middle of our rug, and we've got a complete room. I love this. I'm so psyched to do a too much plant build now, which will be absolute nonsense. But this is a gorgeous, like modern-y, but it's really a modern bedroom. It's not really cottagecore, but it's got really modern furniture in it. But it is the perfect bedroom for somebody who just loves their indoor plants, which is quite a lot of us actually now. Since all of the COVID lockdowns, indoor plant sales have just boomed, and I think it's amazing. Make your whole house a fabulous green, thriving jungle. I mean, what could be better? It's so fabulous. Bring your nature indoors. Okay, so Millie's room is complete. Let me know in the comments what you think, please. Let me know if you would have done anything differently, added anything, changed anything. Subscribe, click the notification bell, do all of those things that I ask you to do at the end of each video, and check back in because there'll be more videos coming up soon. So I will see you then. Bye.